Let's talk about arson, boys. Now, for some reason, arson, it's super popular with the Minecraft community right now. So I decided I would educate people on what is and what isn't arson. Please note, I'm not a legal expert and may be wrong about some things I say, so try not to mention me if you do commit arson, huh? Now, first, I want to say arson is commonly defined as the criminal act of maliciously and deliberately setting fire to property. Most of the time, this means other people's property, and setting fire to your own property mostly will not be arson. Now, to differentiate between what is and what isn't arson, I'll show you guys some examples using Minecraft. The first scenario is you have flint and steel and go to someone else's house, take their stuff, and burn it. That is arson. Also, if you burn their house, that is arson. The next example, you're at your own house, your own property. Say you just got some extra wood you don't even want, you just want to burn it. So you go into your own property outside and you burn it. It's not near anyone, it's not harming anyone. That is not arson. And say you get tired of your house, so you just decide to burn it down. I mean, it's your own house, it's your own property. There's nothing illegal about it. That is not arson. Unless you decide to get up on the phone, you call your friend Jerry, ring him up, you say, "Oh no, my house got burnt, I need the insurance money." That is called arson insurance fraud. That is arson. Say a ghast has been following you and he starts shooting fireballs at you and catching the village on fire. It's not your fault, you didn't want this to happen. That is not arson. For the next example, let's just say you're having a bonfire in a forest, and you're allowed to, there are no signs prohibiting it, but then what happens is, boom, more storms, more 70-mile-per-hour wind catches the forest on fire. That is not really arson, but you still could get in trouble for it. So just be sneaky, don't do it. Now, let's say you go have a bonfire in a place with this sign, no bonfires, no fires in the forest, and you start a forest fire. Whether it's an accident, whether it's a freak of nature, that is still criminally, legally arson. Now, let's say, for example, you just put some pretty looking netherrack next to a village and light it on fire, and somehow magically some 70-mile-per-hour wind goes and, blows it onto the house and onto the villagers. That's not arson. It's because it was an accident, it was a freak of nature, and that wasn't your fault at all. You didn't know there would be arson. You didn't know stuff would catch on fire. It's not your fault. Let's say one day while you're just chilling about, you are just having some fun burning stuff, you set yourself on fire. And then you feel paralyzed, you can't move, and you let the fire take you. You wake up in a dark room, a strange place. You don't know what's going on, but you see an entrance. You see a light at the end of the tunnel. You blink once before you walk into the tunnel, but then you start. The light at the end is bright. It hurts your eyes, but as you make it towards there, you see a flash, signs, blood, skeletons. You don't know what's going on. You close your eyes again for a second to try to think. You open them, nothing. It's empty. You close your eyes again for a couple seconds. You reopen it. Signs, blood, dead bodies, Totino's pizza rolls. You don't know what to do. You take a second, breathe. You realize what this means. You realize what you have to do. You go, you start constructing. You build a church out of wood, out of flammable material. You get villagers. You make them sign a contract. You get them into the church. You get them into the building. You get them to do what they have to do. Now, once they're all in, you block off the doors, you block off the exits, you cover the walls with stone, and you light it. You set it on fire. You watch them all burn. You watch them all die. Kill your thousands, hundreds of followers. That is not arson, because it's your own property, and they signed a contract saying if they died in a fire in the building, then it wouldn't be arson, it wouldn't be your fault. So, yeah, that's not arson. Lastly, before the video ends, a message from my lawyer. I never committed crimes. I don't commit crimes. I've never done anything illegal such as arson, murder, or crime. Please don't commit crimes. Crimes are bad, and if you commit crimes, you'll go to jail. And I don't encourage committing crimes. I'm not legally responsible for any crime that's ever been committed by anyone or any crime that ever will be committed. I think arson is interesting when it is in video games, but not in real life to harm people. Thank you for watching the video. Goodbye.